Development regarding former Redditus Lab CEO Aaron Rossi in federal court this afternoon. Liz Lape is in the studio now with details from the courtroom.
At his pretrial hearing, Rossi pleaded guilty on all counts for 2 cases today, one charging him with multiple counts of fraud and the other charging him with 3 counts of having contraband as an inmate. Rossi made a plea deal with federal prosecutors and pleaded guilty to 1 count of healthcare fraud and 1 count of wire fraud. In exchange for his guilty plea, several other counts were dropped. Rossi admitting guilt to falsifying billing for COVID tests to the state, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and other healthcare providers. Rossi also pleaded guilty to obtaining K2, a marijuana vape pen, and a battery lighter from a Peoria County corrections officer in March. Rossi faces up to 30 years in prison and up to $500,000 in fines for fraud and up to 15.5 years and a little more than $500,000 in fines for the contraband case. He will be sentenced July 15th.